Welcome to Narrator Stories Recaps channel. Today, I have a Thai horror movie is called Shudder. The story of a man who encounters a strange event. After he went to take a picture, someone's soul came along. He tried to find the truth and found that what happened was connected from the past. What will the story be like? Please stay tuned. Before watching, those who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. The movie starts with Tam, a 25-year-old photographer. Now he took Jane as his girlfriend to attend the wedding of Pton, who is a senior at the same university. Everyone was full of energy. Tam seemed to be unable to drive, so Jane volunteered to drive for him. But in the meantime, an unexpected event happened. When Jane saw that a woman was walking in front of the car, she couldn't avoid it, so she hit that woman hard, and the car broke down and hit the advertising sign again. Fortunately, they're fine. Jane was stunned when she found out that the car hit a dead woman, but Tam didn't care. He yelled at her to hurry up. Jane didn't behave well, so she did as he said. Until a few days later, it was Jane's graduation day. Tam, who is a photographer, went to take pictures at the event. But at that time, he seemed to see something strange. He saw that at the stand, there was a woman standing in a line. But before he could blink, that woman disappeared quickly. When he came back to the room, Jane had a worried face. She said that she couldn't sleep well because the incident that day was still in her head. So Tam told her to forget it. But Jane said, yes. She didn't drive after the graduation. She walked out of the room. The next day, Tam took a picture. But before the event, he asked if the camera had a problem, because the pictures had almost all white light. Tam was confused, so he took out the film and looked at it. He saw that the picture was lost since he took it. As for Jane, she came back to the room, and she saw that there was someone in the bathroom. She thought it was Tam, so she tried to call him. But no matter how much she called him, he didn't answer. She felt strange, so she opened the door to see. And she was confused when she saw that there was no one in there. There was only a bathtub that was left open. She was in a hurry to close it, but when she reached in, she saw that there was a ghost's head on the back of the film. With shock, she woke up. Fortunately, it was just a dream. Next, Jane sat down to look at the picture of the graduation day, and she saw that there was a picture that seemed stranger than her friend. That picture was a picture of a woman standing on a stand. She thought about what happened, and because she was uncomfortable, she took Tam to make Merritt. And that day, both of them went back to the scene, and they found that there was an officer doing something. So Tam asked what happened. The officer said that 2 to 3 days ago, there was a car hit the billboard, but no one was injured. It was probably just drunk people who hit the car and ran away. The people who heard it were very confused, and Tam still didn't believe it. So he called his friend to check if there was an accident with the ambulance around here, but he searched all over and found that there was none. Jane was confused about what happened. Even though she was hit by the car, she was still fine, and in the picture, she still looked like that woman. But Tam said that what was in the picture was from the film that was lost. But when he came back to the room, he saw the picture in detail, and suddenly he was shocked when he saw that woman turned her face to look at him. So he took this picture to ask the photo developer. The photo developer said to hurry up and make Merritt because this is a clear photograph. But he was still not sure because sometimes it may be from a hidden picture. When he finished speaking, he showed the picture to Tam. Tam said that he knew, but this picture was really strange, and when he came back to the room, he was confused in the bathroom. Suddenly Jane seemed to walk in, which coincided with the sound of the phone. He was very surprised when he went out to pick her up when he found that Jane was at the end of the line. And who was the person in the room just now? With curiosity, he went back to see but found that there was no one there. Next, Tam and Jane traveled to the press office so that they could find information about the picture that was taken. But during the journey, Tam had a sore throat, so he thought it might have been from the accident that day. And when they arrived, they seemed to be disappointed when they saw that one of the staff was editing the ghost picture in the news. So he talked to the editor. The editor said that if he didn't do this, how could the news be famous? Most of it was due to editing, but it wasn't always. When he finished speaking, he showed a picture which was a picture when he was young. The editor said that the woman in the picture was his mother who had passed away, so he believed that what happened might be related to the person in the picture. And he said that if he wanted to be sure that the picture was not edited, he should use a Polaroid camera. The next day, while Tam was working, the light in the room suddenly turned off and his camera was able to shoot by itself. That made him meet that ghost woman who was trying to deceive him. He was shocked and turned on the light that made everything back to normal. Next, Tam went to see the doctor because he had a sore neck, but the doctor said it was nothing. Everything was in good shape. When he came back to the room, he was tired and fell asleep. But suddenly he dreamed of a Jane who was sitting with a dead body. He was shocked and woke up, and at that time, he felt that there was something strange outside the room. He walked out and saw that it was PTON who came in from nowhere, and it seemed like PTON didn't know anything. He imagined something, so he called PTON's wife. But at that time, he saw that PTON was gone next. After Jane came back to the room, she also took a Polaroid camera and she saw that the white light seemed to float to one room. She followed to see and found that the room was a staff room, so she hurried to take a Polaroid camera and took a picture that the ghost appeared at the same time. The picture hanging on the wall fell down. When Jane walked in to see, it turned out to be a ritual of the woman. She was stunned when she saw that because she remembered that this woman was the one who hit her. Cut to the point, Tam went to see PTON at the he saw that in the room. His belongings were scattered and there was a picture on the wall. But he didn't know what to do. He looked at PTON who was jumping on the balcony. He tried to stop him but he couldn't. And after the incident, PTON's wife said, "Why everyone has to be like this?" He was stunned when he heard what PTON's wife said. She said that he was the friend of the ghost who was sitting at the wedding table. They ended their lives in the same way. He was stunned when he heard that. Now, on the woman's side, he found the information of the ghost and she also found a picture of the ghost that seemed to know the ghost. She asked who was the woman named Annette. He didn't want to hide it anymore, so he told her something. He told her that when she was a student, he met the ghost. Her name was Net. She liked to hide, didn't have friends, didn't get along with anyone. Many people thought she was strange, but for her, she wasn't. Until one day, he and the Net got together. But for some reason, their love ended, but the Net didn't stop and she tried to hurt herself. But after that day, she couldn't contact him anymore. Jane was curious why PTON and his friends had to meet like that. He couldn't answer, but she thought that the next person to die must be her. When he came back to the room, Jane comforted her that nothing happened and they decided to investigate this story. They thought they had to find the Net first. That night, they went on a trip to the house of the Net, but when they were driving, they suddenly had a severe stomachache. So they went to the gas station, but they forgot to bring tissues. So they told the next room to give tissues. But when the next room heard it, they were shocked when they saw that it was a woman's hand. They wondered if it was a person or a net, so they knocked on the door and what they saw was a woman who was peeing. Then, while they were on the red light, they suddenly saw the Net in the middle of the road. They were afraid and hurried to drive away, but the Net still followed them. Jane couldn't see it, so she asked what it was. Tam were afraid, so they didn't tell her. Finally, they arrived at the house of the Net, but what was strange was that the Net's mother said that the Net was not feeling well and couldn't go out to welcome guests. She took medicine and just fell asleep. They were surprised when they heard that because they thought she was dead. They wanted to know, so they took the opportunity to sneak up on the house where the Net's mother was hiding. They saw that the house was full of wooden boxes, so they met the Net who was lying on her back. But when they pulled her back, they were very surprised when they saw that she was dead at the same time. The Net's mother came in and asked her what the Net was and why she didn't burn her body, because this might be the reason why her soul was still around. When the Net's mother heard that, she took the Net's body and burned it. While praying, an old man told him that after the Net came back from Bangkok, she looked strange and didn't talk to anyone and tried to take the medicine, but luckily she didn't see it, so she hurried to the hospital, but no one thought that she would dare to do that. She went up to the roof and jumped down. After the Net died, her mother started to scream. She kept her body in the house. Everyone around was scared and didn't dare to walk past. And while the old man was talking, the Net suddenly felt strange on the back. The movie showed us that at that time the Net was still holding her shoulder. When he came back to the room, Tam that he was afraid of being attacked, so Jane tried to comfort him that he was fine. But in the middle of the night, Tam couldn't sleep and kept thinking about something. At that moment, he felt that the Net was being pulled by someone. When he looked at it, he saw that the Net was sitting on the bed, so he tried to wake Jane, but she didn't wake up. That's why he ran out of the room, and suddenly he met Jane, who was standing on the stairs. But the person he saw was the Net. Out of fear, he hurried down this way, but the Net followed him until he fell down. Fortunately, his arm was broken, and then Jane reported that the Net's body was being burned, so they hurried to the temple and thought that everything would be over. Until a few months later, Jane washed the picture after she went to the beach. At first, there was nothing unusual, but suddenly she saw that there was a picture that was taken in the room which was filmed by the camera, and it showed the soul of the Net that was scurrying to the bookshelf. Jane saw that, so she went to look and she found a book which was hidden behind the closet, and inside the book there was a hidden film, so she hurried to wash it and the truth was revealed. Tam told us that why after he came back from Bangkok, he didn't talk to anyone because the people were jealous of her. He couldn't do anything, and he was also forced to take a picture of Net. This is the reason why she was chased to the Tam, and now the Tam was found. He tried to explain, but Jane didn't care, so she cried out of the room and left the Tam alone, and she thought that everything was broken, so she tried to call her and took the camera, and suddenly she knew the reason why he had a sore neck, because the Net was scratching his neck, and he closed her eyes and she couldn't see, so he kept walking until he fell off the building, but he didn't die and he was treated because his brain was severely damaged. Jane knew the news, so she visited her at the hospital, and the film revealed that the net wasn't gone and she still had a sore neck, and that was the end of the film. This is a film review. This film is fun and the movie is well made. The atmosphere and the story are easy to understand and the actors are good and the plot is well described, which is suitable for a Thai ghost story. For those who want to watch the full movie, you can search for the name of the movie. I guarantee that you will enjoy it. How was it? If you like it, please click like, subscribe, and comment. And if you like to listen to ghost stories, please subscribe to my channel. This is a ghost story, you can choose to watch it. For this clip, if I miss anything, please forgive me. For today, I have to say goodbye. See you in the next clip. Goodbye.